What's up, YouTube? And welcome back to KangBrosTV, the boxing section. Now, this video was demanded from us, really. We didn't have any intention of making this video about Kell Brook and his fight against Zerafa. We thought it would be business as usual, but we had to make a video because that performance was whack. Now, a lot of people think that we're just Kell Brook lovers or fans. We are fans of Kell Brook, but we are lovers of boxing. So it's not just like we blindly support Kell Brook. So this is why I'm making this video, because this was a really bad performance. He got hit endlessly, so easily, and you're talking about him fighting the likes of the champions in the division and fighting Amir Khan, and that performance was way off. And we are not going to just allow it and just let that be like it didn't exist. So that's basically the intro. So, I mean, what's your take on this whole fight?
Do you know what? It was so weird watching Kell Brook, because I saw him. I thought, you know what? He looks in great nick. I thought, you know what? He's in shape.
He's trying to make this weight, get down.
The weight stuff, I was like, look, it doesn't look a problem. He looks comfortable. He looks in good nick. But as soon as the first bell went, the one thing that's really apparent from him is his head movement. It's there. He's hard to hit. He slips shots, and that's when he comes forward and lands his shots. His head movement was just non-existent. His footwork was just non-existent. Stood there for too long. He just stood there in front of him looking to trade. Maybe he thought, you know what? I felt Zerafa's power. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't faze me. But he can hit me. I'm still going to stand here. I'm still going to trade. But he looked rusty. He looked, to be fair, he looked like he hadn't. I mean, it's easy for me to say, but as a fan, I'm looking at that thinking, he looked like he ain't trained properly.
Well, he said, I mean, we follow Kell Brook on Instagram, that's saying he's been training hard, and this probably he even said
he
said it's the best camp he's had. And I know he's been doing some hard drills and some of the exercises he's been doing, but in terms of boxing skills, he was way off it.
Way off it. It's terrible. It was actually terrible. It was a terrible fight. I said to you, didn't I? I said, this is actually hard to watch.
But the thing is, what I don't want to take away from it is that everyone is allowed a bad performance. There's been fighters who've had a shit performance. Even I saw a video of Amir Khan watching the fight. He's laughing or smirking at the performance, but then, you know, you fought Vargas and you go put in your ass. So let's not say that was an immaculate performance. So everyone, everyone's allowed a bad performance.
I'm not having you for that, because.
What do you mean by that? You think it was an immaculate performance?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
So why are you not having for that?
No, well, let me explain then.
Go on.
The problem I have with this whole situation is that Amir Khan gets made out to be the bad guy a lot here, in this situation. Kell Brook, right? So don't get me wrong, Amir Khan wasn't perfect. He wasn't punch perfect in that performance, right? But I believe that performance was a lot more clinical than this performance. This performance was terrible.
But Kell Brook won that miles ahead.
And the other thing I'm going to say is Kell Brook, right? I've always been of the mindset that Amir Khan's dodging this fight. He says it all the time, oh, we're going to make this fight, we're going to make this fight, we're going to make this fight. Now, Amir Khan, for me, has got Kell Brook on toast. He's got him on toast. He got Kell, literally, it's like dangling a carrot, way, because Kell Brook actually looks like he's begging it.
Yeah.
He actually looks like he's begging it, right? Now, people are going to be like, Kell Brook, a lot of people are on Kell Brook's side, from the boxing world, the boxing fans, the other fighters in the division. They always backed Kell Brook. I'm starting to change my mind a little bit. I'm starting to think Amir Khan's like, this guy actually begs it. He needs me, right? That's what it feels like. He needs me, right? I've always believed that Amir Khan is, you know, he just needs to have this fight. And I know they're trying to sell this fight, build it up, whatever. But there's that window for me now. I'm not going to be as interested in this fight as I was before. 100%. That's a given. If I watch this fight now, I'm still going to be like, well, these two are just washed up. Not washed up, but they're coming to the end of their careers and they are doing it for a payday. The boxing's going to take a back seat. But the reason I'm not having it is because Amir Khan gets all the stick all the time for doing that. Kell Brook's put in a shabby-ass performance. You put a real shabby. It wasn't. You wouldn't even look at it and think, oh, well, it was okay. No, it was really shabby. That was the worst Kell Brook I think I've seen since Carson Jones' first fight, when he got cut up, when he got bruised up. Right. I'd say that's probably the level of the fight. He's now, the first thing he's talking about, the first name that rolls off his tongue is Amir Khan. Amir Khan wants to fight Terence Crawford for a world title. I'm not, as much as I want him to, I think they should fight. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Amir Khan's wrong for not doing it. Kell Brook actually looked like he's desperate. He actually looks like he's desperate to fight Amir Khan. And for some reason, why is all his career has Kell Brook not got those big fights? Why has he not gone after the Spence fight? He fought Triple G and he fought Errol Spence. For me, why are you still calling out Amir Khan's name after those fights? I know he had his eye problems, but apart from that, he should be saying to those guys, the other guys, the Thurmans of the world. He should be looking to fight, you know,
Garcia, Danny Garcia.
Garcia. Those sort of fights. Those sort of fighters. But yeah, he's still hooked on Amir Khan. Amir Khan, right, for whatever reason, does not want to take that fight. Fine, just move on then. Go and get a world title. Go and do something else. All he wants to talk about is Amir Khan. Amir Khan. If that fight doesn't happen, it's not. I don't look at it and say it's Kell Brook's fault. I wouldn't. No one. I think nobody ever would. But he needs to stop looking so desperate for it. That was a shabby performance. That's given Amir Khan more reason to not get the fight. Because Amir Khan, if he wants to look for an excuse, has got an excuse now to not take the fight. That's not on my level. I want to be world title level. That performance was miles off it. And I know he turned around and be like, oh, that might be. Tried to spin it and say it might make Amir Khan come fight me. The end. Amir Khan is still a big. People can say what they want. He's still a big name. Amir Khan will still get fights. Kell Brook at the moment looks like he can't even get the fights. He's had it all his career. He never seems to get these big fights. Why is that?
But then I'll ask you, but this goes on to Eddie Hearn. Like, we praise Eddie Hearn a lot. And Kell Brook's been Eddie Hearn's boy for a long, long time. So why is it that his career has been managed, for me, so badly? Because, like you said, I'm totally backing that. If Amir Khan is one option, right? You've had these big fights, and there's so many.
He's not the only option. He's just an option.
An option, and there's so many fighters in that division that you can fight, who I believe are way better than Amir Khan, and actually can go and win belts. So why would, for me, Kell Brook should look back on his career and say that I fought all the best. If Amir Khan fight doesn't happen, That's his problem. But like you said, towards even the end, and even at the post-match interview, it became desperate because you kept mentioning the guy's name. If the fight doesn't happen, he doesn't want it. Fuck him.
That's not.
And move on.
That's what I'm saying.
But the thing is, what I want to go back to, but you said I'm not having that, is that he won that fight clearly. So let's not just say it's a shabby performance and that he's washed up. Every fighter, I believe, has had a boring performance. So he still got the job done.
Boring performance.
So sorry, you know what I mean? Not a good performance. Yeah.
But come on, that was.
No, but he's won that fight easy. It's not even like it's a close fight. Come on now. What do you mean? He got the job done, bro.
Do you think that fight, that performance, was better than Amir Khan's tune-up fight?
No.
Do you think Amir Khan's performance was worse?
No.
Better?
No. Amir Khan's performance was probably better, but he got put in his ass by Vargas. Let's not be silly, bro. So you can't say it was an immaculate performance.
I'm not saying it was an immaculate. It was far from immaculate.
Yeah,
but that's how bad this performance was.
No, but what?
In my opinion,
in boxing, you got to get the job done. We don't know what's happening. The guys could be ill. I'm not trying to make excuses, but we don't know what's going on in the camp. You make sure you win the fight. You get the job done. Whatever it is, it's not easy instead of just going, oh yeah, I'm going to wipe out everyone. It doesn't work like that. Styles make fights, bro.
The reason why I go back to that point is because I believe that Amir Khan was Amir Khan in that fight. He was quick. He got his head movement was good. His quick hands, fast hands. He was in, he was out, and he got caught. That's Amir Khan. That is what Amir Khan does. We know that he gets caught, right? But he stayed true to what he does. You know what Amir Khan's good at. That was not a Kell Brook performance, and that's my point. That was such a bad performance, so bad that I was looking at that, and that isn't Kell Brook. Carl Froch mentioned it as well. You put that performance against anybody, not even world level, not even world title fights. People who are below that, who are looking to strive to fight, they would have taken care of Kell Brook. They would have put him on his ass. It would have been done. It would have been finished. Now you go back to the point about Eddie Hearn, how he's been poorly managed. Now let's be honest. Let's look at Eddie Hearn and the way he's managed some other fighters. He's managed to put Derek Chisora on a box office bill, right? I don't know if it's Eddie with David Hay or whatever, but Eddie Hearn is going to sell this as a box, and it's going to sell. It's going to sell tickets.
So what are you trying to say?
So what I'm trying to say is, maybe it isn't Eddie Hearn. Maybe it's something to do with Kell Brook. Maybe that's maybe where the problem lies. Maybe it's with Kell Brook. Because you're trying to tell me that he had a fight with Errol Spence, lost that fight, and then you can't make a fight for him. That doesn't make sense. And that's why I think there's something that we don't know, because Amir Khan's got him on toast. If Amir Khan puts a tweet out something about Kell Brook, that's it. Kell Brook's head's gone for the next 6 months. Talking about, and he looks to beg it and beg it and beg it. And that's my problem with it. Now, Amir Khan doesn't need Kell Brook. He doesn't need Kell Brook to make money. Because let's be honest, and I'm not belittling him for it. Amir Khan's in this to make money. Because if he was in it for the fights, then he would have taken different fights. He's in it he wants to make a big payday, and he knows that Kell Brook's always going to be there because Kell Brook begs it every single time. The only problem we have as fans is that we wanted to see that fight 2 years ago. That fight didn't happen 2 years ago, didn't happen 3 years ago, didn't happen a year ago, it happened 6 months ago, and I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon anyway.
I'm not disagreeing with that he begs it, but just because someone begs it doesn't mean that the fight shouldn't happen just because someone's begging it. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I get what you say.
Because for me, it's frustrating to hear, because you're saying just because he's begging it, Amir Khan should say fuck it because he's not worthy. Because if someone's begging it, like for me, like Miller, yeah, Big Baby. For me, that's begging it when you haven't actually done anything yet. Kell Brook's fought all the best. The best in the division, he's fought, right? He's fought Triple G, and these are some of the best fighters around. So he's worthy. So if someone says begging it, you can't say he's begging it because he's not on my level, because that doesn't make sense to me.
I'm not. Listen, I'm just trying to put myself in Amir Khan's shoes. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. I think that they should have fought. And I still think they should fight. Am I as excited about the fight now than I was? I'm not. And I don't think I'm alone in that, because I don't think we're going to get the best Kell Brook, and I don't think we're going to get the best Amir Khan. It's just going to be a fight that you're going to watch and you're going to look at, and it's probably going to be an anticlimax, I believe, because it's those two fighters they've been past their better years, right? But I'm trying to put myself in Amir Khan's camp. He's probably looking at it and thinking, this guy needs me. This guy needs me. Just like what when he used to beg it with Mayweather, and look what happened. Do you get my point? He begged it for Mayweather. He begged that fight. Begged it. Oh, I need a massive fight. Mayweather, my style will make his fight. I'll take him out. I'm a quick fighter. And Mayweather looked at it and thought, this guy's begging it. He wants to fight me to make his pee. Get out of here. I don't need to. I ain't got to fight you. Whatever. I'll go fight somebody else to make me. I'll fight McGregor. He fought Conor McGregor over Amir Khan. That's how much he thought of Amir Khan, right? So on the flip side now, Amir Khan is probably thinking, I haven't got this guy needs me. He wants, all he keeps talking about is me, talking about me. Piss off, I don't need to fight you, whatever. And that's what I believe was happening at the moment. Amir Khan's not giving him that fight because he's like, I don't need to give him that fight. Because Amir Khan believes he can go, if he goes to fight Terence Crawford for this belt, I believe he would lose. But he's probably thinking, well, I'll have a crack at a world title in Vegas and make my money that way, or fight Kell Brook for no belt in Wembley that probably won't sell 90,000 now. What would you do?
Yeah, I would. For me personally, I would obviously fight Crawford, but people believe, if I'm in a country where I am in the UK and people believe that I can be beaten by somebody else, I will prove people wrong that I am the best.
Yeah, but you're obviously different. Listen, you know in your heart of hearts, Amir Khan don't operate like that. He don't think like that.
Of course, but you asked me my opinion, how I would deal with it. And for me, I can't end my career with people telling me you dodged a fight when someone was in there, both of you in your peak, and you dodged it. I couldn't live with that. I would want to be saying, this guy for everybody, he was in the biggest fights and he shut down people. That's me. I could not live my life afterwards as a boxer and find out that I didn't fight everybody. That's me. And that's what I say with Kell Brook. Kell Brook, don't keep chasing the Amir Khan fight. Go fight everyone that you can, who were the best at your time. And it doesn't matter what happens. If you lose them, they'll say, this guy, he fought everybody.
Yeah, but the thing is, at the moment, you can't say that about Kell Brook. And you can say that, the funny thing is, you can say that more about Amir Khan than you can about Kell Brook, as far as I'm concerned.
What do you mean?
Amir Khan, you can say he's fought some big names in his career.
Yeah, he has.
Right? But you can't say that about Kell Brook. He's had 2 big fights.
Yeah.
Amir Khan's had 6, 7.
But this is what I'm saying. For Kell Brook, you can forget Amir Khan.
You should.
And go on and fight those fighters, like the Danny Garcias, right? And the all the other champions of the division.
Let me tell you, let's put it this way. If that fight was ever going to happen,
which one?
Right, Amir Khan and Kell Brook, it would have been when Kell Brook was world champion at 147, IBF world champion, and Amir Khan was going to fight and there's a belt involved. Kell Brook wanted that fight then, Amir Khan didn't want it then. There was a belt on the line.
Why did you want it then?
Because I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
But then what are you going to say then? Because he was begging it then. No, he was a champion then.
And exactly. And he was still wanting that fight. I want to fight Amir Khan. I want to fight Amir Khan. You're the champion. Amir Khan should want to fight you.
Yeah, so why didn't he?
Because he doesn't have to. He does not have to. Amir Khan... What I'm trying to say to you, Amir Khan doesn't want that fight. He does not want that fight.
Let's make this very clear. Because at the moment, you're saying he's begging and he doesn't want it. But let's also make sure to say that this guy, Amir Khan, does not want this fight, bro.
That's been the... That's what they're not just had. It would happen 3 years ago, it would happen 2 years ago. And the best time it should have happened was when he had the belt. And it still didn't happen. And that's why I'm saying to you, he's still begging it now. When he was world champion, and there was... If Amir Khan thought that Kell Brook was so shit, he would have beat him and taken his belt and then said, right, I'm a world champion. I want to go I'll then go fight Pacquiao or Mayweather. Because then he's got something on the table. But he didn't want to take the fight then. So what's he going to want to take it now when there's a world title fight on the table? Just like Kell Brook has got a world title opportunity. He is mandatory to fight Jarrett Hurd for his belt. Just go and take that fight.
Yeah.
Go and win that fight. If Terence Crawford beats Amir Khan, which I think he would.
Easily.
If
no doubt.
I think if Jarrett Hurd beats Brook, which I think he probably does, right? Then you've still got those two to fight. You've still got that fight. But you can't keep saying that. You can't keep saying that forever. They're both in their 30s now. Mm-hmm. And then I don't think that fight's going to be built up to as big as it would have been years ago. If that fight's going to happen, there's a big payday left. That's what they're both both fighting for, I'd imagine. That's the only. But as I said, Kell Brook just seems desperate for it, and Amir Khan seems to be just keep dangling a carrot and pulling it away.
All right, so let's get away from just the Amir Khan Kell Brook, because obviously we can go on forever for that. Just to finish off is now the new trainer, right? For me, he was just shouting, "I'm sorry, but you know, you guys obviously know boxing a lot better than I do, but you were just chatting shit to him." For me, that he wasn't giving him good advice. Even at the end of the fight, he was giving reassurances which didn't make sense. For me, you have to be brutal. And we talk about the performance being bad. So I want to say, is it because DOMINIC INGLE wasn't in the corner?
I think so. I do think so. Well, personally, it's a bit like, you know, when David Haye was with Adam Booth, he was never the same fighter after he left Adam Booth. It's simple, because there was that level of respect for Adam Booth, because he's had this guy for a long time. Just like Ingle has had Brook for a long time. You know how to get the best out of this person. I always find that, you know, when a fighter says, "Oh, this was the best camp ever," it typically means it wasn't. It typically means it wasn't the best camp ever. Yeah. And he's saying that because he knows there's a new trainer and people are going to be looking at him. He was a shadow of the fighter that was taken to the ring when under Ingle, as far as I'm concerned. And this guy, Fuchsie, I don't think he was saying the right things after the fight. I mean, I'm no trainer, but sometimes you've got to be honest. Even you could see by Kell Brook after the fight, he was complaining about his head movement and trying to get shots off. He wasn't happy with his performance. Yet the trainer was being positive and saying, "Oh, it's great."
Which you have to be.
Which I get to a certain extent, but
you have to be real.
Also, you've got to be real and say, "Listen, that wasn't your best. You weren't up your best today." And there was reasons why.
No, he did say that, but he said, "Don't be too harsh on yourself," which is fair things to say. But and the worst thing is this: like, I haven't even seen enough of Zerafa to say anything. Right? I watched a few highlights fights from his previous fights, and I said to you, I said the guy's got size for the weight, and he's got a fantastic counter straight right. I said that, right? From just watching highlights. How was you not prepared for that? And you got clocked by that shot every single time. That's what baffled me, is that you were preparing this fighter.
This guy has been, the thing is, he trained with some big middleweights, and he's taken shots from big middleweights. So Kell Brook obviously cut the guy up and stuff, but he didn't really ever look like taking him out. Apart from the first round, I thought, "Oh, we could take him out here." And I actually said to you, I said it looks like Kell Brook taking a sort of a step back, thinking, "You know what, I'm gonna get some rounds under my belt." That's what it looked like in the first round. Then afterwards, it was a bit like, "Oh shit, I can't get this guy out of it." But yeah, it wasn't a good performance. It was poor. I think he should go and fight for that world title, which he's mandatory for. Amir Khan does not want to fight you for whatever reason. Putting myself in Amir Khan's corner, he's probably thinking, "You need me, I don't need you. I'll fight you when I've exhausted every other avenue," which I believe is one more loss. And then he'll probably look at him, and then he'll start giving it the big one. I just don't like the way Amir Khan's gone about it and shook his hand and saying, "Yeah, we'll make the fight. Well, let's make the fight. I'm ready. Let's ready to sit down and talk about it." That 3-fight deal with Eddie Hearn. This is the last one and you're not taking that fight. When they're on the same label, do you know what I mean? Everything points is that Amir Khan does not want to make the fight. That's what I'd say. I don't know what it is. If I'm in his corner, he doesn't have to take the fight. But yeah, that's my opinion.
So, it's been an interesting video. I mean, a lot of points mentioned there. I'd love to hear the boxing fans' views on this, from the whole thing, the performance, Amir Khan, where does Kell Brook go from here? Was it that bad of a performance that you should call it a day, or should he just look at a different avenue? Because that's what we believe that he should do. Just fuck off the whole Amir Khan thing and just go on your own journey and look back at it as a thing that you did and push yourself. I mean, and stop really just calling the guy's name out, because everyone's a bit like, "Come on now."
You're almost acting like his cheerleader. Can you get what I'm saying? Every video that you're in, you're saying his name. He hasn't even got to be in an interview, and he's trending. It's crazy.
So yeah, we'll make the next video will be the Dillian Whyte Chisora 2, which everyone's been waiting for. So we'll definitely do that next. So yeah, until then, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Peace.